Today, I would like to share a story about Formula One, a box of eggs, and a priest in a cathedral. A story, for me, about a thin line between accepting things you can't change and changing things you can't accept. And my story starts in the summer of 2007 in Ahoy, Rotterdam, a large venue. Being responsible for consumer events, I had just organized Race Salon. Cool. Formula One, close to the fans. Picture this. Burning rubber, a real pit lane inside a big hole, and screaming Formula One. I felt amazing. But a journalist came to me and asked me a question about the environmental impact of the event. Well, participated that question. Of course, we had a Q&A, and well, we compensated all CO2 emissions. So, I proudly told him. But a few months later, the question popped back into my mind. And the answer I gave him didn't feel so right anymore. And, well, I don't know if you know what's happening with the money spent on CO2 compensation, but I didn't. So I did some research. And, well, soon I found out that a lot of that money doesn't go to tree plantations abroad, but a lot of that money is going to consultants, is going to governments, is going to marketing. And, well, thinking of the answer I gave, at that moment I felt I wasn't acting just. And for me that's a central value, being righteous. So I made a decision. I made a decision that I wanted to go beyond dealing with results in tackling root causes. And yes, of course, that sounds very high level, but I think it's not. Because collective change always starts, and I strongly believe in that, with individual action, individual change. So I decided to quit my job, and I joined Nudge. And I joined the startup team of Nudge. Well, what is Nudge? As you might know, a nudge is a gentle push. And nudges are often seen in cartoons for the weak, but very smart character. And for me, when I think back, it's like Tom and Jerry. When Jerry the mouse slightly hits a cup of tea just over the edge of the table, falling on Tom, the cat's head. And we choose that name to signify grassroots change. But what's next? What can I do as an individual? How can I change as a one-man show? Let's say labor law in China. Or how can I, as an individual, influence our banking system? And on this empowering idea, we started Nudge. We created a map of the Netherlands and created a web page, a link, and we sent it at first to our friends, my former colleagues at Ahoy, Rotterdam, with one simple question. If you agree with us, if you're also willing to take action, just place a dot on our map. That's all. Place a dot. And in a few days, Dots appeared, of course, first my sister, former colleagues. But after a few weeks, dots appeared everywhere from people I didn't know. And we thought, wow, we got something here. And 2 years later, the original gray background of our map turned almost green. Let's go to those dots, because we have a lot of people, but what's next? How can we create value with those people? And the answer for us is very simple. Connect the dots. Connect those people. And I want to give you some examples, because 2 years later, almost 30,000 people joined Nudge, willing to take action. And I want to go to a priest in Haarlem. And his name is Hein-Jan van Ochterop, running a church. A church with 17,000 cubic meters of fresh air. And he had a problem. Because on Sunday morning's Mass, he had a lot of guests. And he wanted them to have a comfortable Mass. But the boiler in the basement could only heat up the church up till 14, 15 degrees. Well, imagine sitting there for 2 hours, 14 degrees, that's not so nice. But he wanted to change that problem, and nobody could help him. So he came to us. And, well, we did what we do best. We activated our network. But why should people help? I mean, the church, they didn't have any funding. They didn't have any technical experience. So why help him? And as with a lot of things, it all started with a good laugh. And we created a contest, and we called it Holy Warming. We set up a social media campaign, and believe it or not, but in a few weeks, IG's suggestions and very well worked out plans just came up to us. And the solution, the value, the winner, was an unemployed engineer from the south of the Netherlands, and he combined the past with the future. The past, the old building from the 16th century, the cathedral, and the future, a data center. When you combine it, you have a church on a cloud. Wow! Imagine this. Data centers, they really have a cooling problem. The church, a heating problem. Combine those two, and you have the solution. And it works. Even better, 300 houses in the near surrounding of the church can also be heated by this data center. Just because one man, a priest, didn't accept that there was no solution for heating his church. Another nudger, another small idea. Scale it down from a magnificent cathedral to a lady called Judith from Heemstede. She had a practical tip. She likes pasta, and when you cook pasta, normally you turn on the gas and it's finished after 8 minutes. Well, she said, just switch off the gas after 2 minutes, wait for 8 minutes, and then it's also ready. Small idea. How can you scale this up? It's again about connecting the dots. One dot, an egg farmer. He said, does this also count for eggs? Well, we did a little study. We went into the kitchen, and the answer was yes. And together we went to Albert Heijn, another dot, a big grocery store. We came there with a plan. We went in. 10 minutes later, we already were going back home. But 3 months later, this happened. Thanks to Judith. they changed the packaging of the eggs in the store, reaching thousands of people every day. So just by connecting the dots, we scaled it up and we can create value and impact. That's what it's all about. And for me, the trigger at this line, I walked, was being righteous. The trigger for the priest was heating up the church. So what I wanted to show and what I want to let you see is a small movie, for me, that is symbolic for this walk.
Doesn't get this inside the Marco's ball.
Well, here it comes. Oh my goodness.
He's in. A good decision from Tiger to make the shot. My dream, valuing our future together. How? 1 million dots on the map. And my question to you, are you in? Thank you.